I'm almost 30. But if you can't see from my background and my little stuffed animals, I plan on being a 12-year-old for the rest of my life.
Beep, boop, ba-doop, 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 boop.
Stuff. I read comics-ish. Don't read a lot of like American comics just because I typically hate the writing style, and then they're usually not very like woman friendly or queer friendly, to be honest. And also like in high school, they started coming out with all of these superhero movies. It felt like it kind of exploded whenever I was like in late high school, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go and read some of these. And to even understand one of the movies, you have to read like 100 years worth of stuff. And I'm not even exaggerating. Like, I think Superman is like from the 1920s. It's like, no, you have to read like 17,000 of them. I don't got time for that. I don't care enough about that. Really, I don't care. And plus, most of the people who are into comics are asshole dude bros who are just gonna be a dick to you because you haven't read 17,000 pages of content before trying to watch a movie. And there's a lot of rants on this channel.
I remember in late high school kind of being like, I'm older now, let's see what the adult section has. And I discovered that most adult books are about someone in their 30s who is miserable, hates their job, hates their life, is super lonely, and like, why would I want to read that? Especially books that are aimed at female audiences. They tend to be about women who just hate everything about their lives, and then something happens and then they like their life because now they are on a mystery. Now they have a sexy demon. You know how they go. I mean, can't you be in your 30s and at least enjoy some aspect of your life?
If you see in my booktube tag, which I haven't actually filmed yet, I typed out the questions and I'm going to change a shirt so that it looks like I did this at a different time, and then I'm going to record it so that you'll think that it happened on a different day when really it's just me for hours in my office recording myself talking to my mirror with a camera on top. Sometimes if you think about it, the YouTube hobby is very sad. Anyways, I started out on Tumblr as a YA book blogger, and young adult books are still very dear to my heart, although I kind of feel like I'm outgrowing them. I read the ones that everyone else is excited about, and I'm like, these kids need to calm the fuck down. Like, I used to love YA romance, and now when I read it, I'm like, ugh, you're like 16, okay? Like, there will be other boys. You know, like you're reading some like paranormal romance novel where some like 15-year-old is going to sell her soul to Satan for this teenage boy, and I'm like, my very first boyfriend, my very first kiss, my very first everything, the first boy that I ever got to put my face on his face. Back in 2006, we fell in love over one summer. It was like 3 months in and we were like, done, that's who I want. And it has been 11 years and we're still together, so I mean, you would think I would be less cynical about this. But have you ever met a teenage boy, spoken to a teenage boy? Because the teenage boys in YA books are literally nothing like any teenage boy on the face of this earth. Like, people talk about like how, you know, romance novels are like some like high standard of man that doesn't exist in real life, and that's a lie. I know plenty of adult men who are great partners. I'm dating 2 who are fantastic partners, and you know, like, I've met plenty of great adult men who are great partners. I haven't met a single 16-year-old boy who can like tie his shoes long enough to really woo a girl in the way that these books happen. One of the loves of my life, the one that I married, whenever we were dating, we got to the point where he wanted to kiss me, and do you know what his very suave romantic line was? Your lips look inviting. So don't even talk to me about these fucking teenage boys, okay? I am vicious about DNFing books because there is not enough time for me on this earth. It is not possible for me to read all the books I want to read. So why read a book that isn't great? I literally have 2,500 other books that I want to read, so if this one is not doing well, bye. I once threw out a book because it used a word on the first page that annoyed me. And it wasn't like a problematic racism word or anything. It was just like a regular old word that I was like, ugh, done. My coworkers follow me on Twitter, and it's a little weird. Like during office hours, and I'm like, have you ever wondered what would happen if French fries were sentient? I get really bored by books that are written by guys. or that feature guy characters predominantly in them, and I don't know why. I've been this way since I was born. This isn't like a feminism thing. The first time that I read Harry Potter was to impress a boy in 5th grade. His name was Brandon. His whole head was shaved except his bangs. He had like 2 inches of bangs that his mother, I'm assuming, curled with a curling iron every morning so that they went whoop. He was reading Harry Potter and we were allowed to have a book on our desk. I sat in front of him, so I turned around and I was like, hey, I've heard really good things about that book. Do you think I could borrow it? Yeah, sure. So I turned around and I was like, ooh, it's his. And I read the first like 3 chapters and I was like, this isn't just about some boy. You can have that back. And I didn't read it until college. I'm very rambly and I'm sorry. You think it's annoying listening to me ramble in these videos? Think about how annoying it is to edit them. Ugh, I have to edit this.
Side note, dating cis men is like those little boxes that have cute plastic limited edition toys inside. The outside of the box advertises to you that there are like 30 different kinds. And you look at the box and you're like, oh man, I really want like that one, and that one's really cute, and like that one would be really great too. Okay? But each box is sealed up, so you cannot look inside of it. You're gonna have to actually take the time to like crack it open, find out what's in there, before finding out if you've got one of the 3 that you really liked, or if you've got the weird puke olive green one that's like the henchman from the movie that's in the back of one of the scenes, but there's like 70 billion of him in these boxes. But if you're doing that process and you're a cis woman, the boxes line up to be opened. You can just like throw a rock in any direction and you'll hit one of the boxes. And some of them aren't very well sealed. You can just tell by looking at them that they're gonna be some sort of puke green troll. And I don't mean that they're not conventionally attractive. I mean that they're wearing like a shirt that like has fake boobs printed on it or something. Some of them advertise themselves very well. Some of them have already been popped open by somebody else. They're selling them like on eBay. They're like, hey, here's a whole bunch of trolls. Does anyone want them? That's when your friends tell you. Anyway. But listen, if you are a cis straight woman and you are like, I don't think I can leave this guy because I just don't think that anyone else is ever going to want me. No. Make an OkCupid profile and then just like touch the site for like a day. The boxes will line up to be open. I cannot guarantee you that there is anything in them worth having, but never stop trying because you think that no one will ever want you, no one will ever ask you out, no one will ever flirt with you. If you are a straight cis woman, you're gonna get asked out. You're gonna get flirted with. So much so that you're gonna be like, I just got 30 messages and half of them say what's up. But you got 30 messages. There will always be more messages. Why am I talking about this?